Good evening with Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. We begin with tennis. Mark Griffith and Sheldon Waldron are the men's and women's champions of the 2017 Master United Insurance Clash of the Titans Road Tennis Tournament. Playing the finals at the Dover Hard Courts last night, Griffith defeated number 2 seed Julian Michael Jackson White in a 5-set battle, while Waldron brushed aside Kim Holder in 2 straight sets. CBC's Damien Best reports.
Wonderful crowd on hand for the Clash of the Titans finals night. Junior girls section Solange Holford in the far court, well, she defeated Lashana Burgess 21-19. Long rally here, and Burgess too long. Burgess did a decent job, but the unforced errors cost her, and Holford will claim the title. Junior boys 6-10. Nathan King versus Azari Clark in the far court. King punching above his height. The smash. After the turn, tight battle to the end. Clark using the angle to his advantage. But after the scores were locked at 20, King would go on to secure the win, 22-20. Junior boys now 11-15. 2 best in 3. Shaquan Henry playing Nicholas Ellis in the far court. Henry rushing things early on. That's into the net. But Ellis never capitalized, and Henry got his GPS fixed and would claim the first game 21-13. Henry playing with real assurance in the second as well, standing tall and delivering. He would eventually go on to defeat Ellis in 2 straight at 13-12. On to the novice ladies now, 2 best in 3. Julie Howard closest to the screen. She won the first game 21-13 versus Gaylan King. King now in the second, fighting back. King with some ferocious forearm shots. The score 21-16. We're tied at 1 game apiece. This one was particularly exquisite, holding the pose for the cameras. The all-important third, another sweeping forearm winner from Edwards. Past the halfway mark, and Howard still fighting back. A gift from Edwards. But it will be Edwards with her intelligent shot selection, wrapping up the win, taking the third, 21-17. The big senior ladies matchup next. Sheldon Waldron, the number 2 seed, up against Kim Holder in the far court. Holder not settled, multiple unforced errors, and Waldron up 11-7. A sow was definitely on the cards at 17-8 as Waldron, sure enough, she would take Holder to the market at 21-9. Shocking for many, but not in Waldron's book, as the defending champion gets a freebie here on the very first point. Holder, well, she rediscovered her number 1 status, reminding everyone of her power, forearm at pace. But for the most part, Waldron's plans helped to govern down that aggression. Holder, well, she was never the same. Game and set point. Holder with the unforced error. Waldron defeating Holder in 2 straight then at 9-19. Men's finale on court next. Julian Michael Jackson White up against Mark Venom Griffith closest to the screen. Body shift of the highest order from White. Griffith more methodical, patient in the rallies, and White off the net and out. And indeed, Venom would draw first blood 21-15. Second game in this 3 best of 5 20 and 30 ball rallies, and Venom here on a shoestring. No complaints in the second as White takes it 21-11. Drunken monkey style, rolling back the years. In the third, Griffith playing on what seemed to be the winning side of the court, goes up 2-1, the longest rally of the night, capped off with a nasty injection, 21-16. In the fourth, what do you expect? The reversal. Lock scores from the get-go, and the marathon rallies. Jackson with the smash. White then going on to claim the fourth, 21-17. A fifth would have to decide it. In the fifth now, fitness coming into play. White with cramp in his forearm at the halfway stage. Painful indeed, and he's trailing 12-17. After that, it was only a matter of time as the youthful Mark Venom Griffith becomes the tournament's undisputed champion, defeating Julian Michael Jackson White 21-17 in the fifth. Well played to the number 1 seed, Damien Best. CBC Sports.
Now to cricket, Barbados Pride suffered their first loss of the Digicel Regional 4-day competition at Kensington Oval last night. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force crushed the Pride by 130 runs in the 9th round day-night match. The Red Force, resuming day 3 on 133 for 5, were eventually bowled out for 211 in their second innings. Opener Ame Jagu top scored with 71, while all-rounder Rashawn Primus made 51. Pacer Justin Graves was the pick of the bowlers for the Barbados Pride, taking 5 for 63. While left-arm spinner Joma Warrican took 3 for 19. Needing 240 to win, Barbados Pride were bowled out for a mere 109. Graves top scored with 20, while Roston Chase followed with 19. Primus was named player of the match, taking 5 for 21 for a match haul of 9 for 42. The Pride remain in second position with 1 round to go on 105.2 points, but will have to defeat leaders Ghana Jaguars this Friday in their final match to stay in the hunt for the title. The Jags have a game in hand. Now, Darren Sammy's Kings 11 Punjab crushed Chris Gale's Royal Challengers Bangalore to win by 8 wickets in the Indian Premier League today. Batting first, RCB were restricted to 148 for 4 from their 20 overs. AB de Villiers, in his first game of the season, ended unbeaten on 89 from 46 deliveries, smashing 3 fours and 9 sixes. The big-hitting Gale was missing in action, sidelined for unknown reasons. In reply, Kings 11 eased to that required target, getting 154-2 from 14.3 overs. Hashim Amla top scored. He had an unbeaten 58 from 38 balls, while Glenn Maxwell made 43 not out from 22 deliveries. Now here's a look at that runs chase.
Oh, good shot. The lofted extra cover drive. It's all classical with Hashim Amla, isn't it?
Oh no.
Well, it's gone flying over the slips for 6. A good shot. Just scooped it over point. Oh, lucky. In a way.
Opens up the field. There's a chance of a catch, and it's through the hands, and it's gone for 6. Full. It's up. It's close, and it's given.
Balls.
Well, it's short, and it's gone all the way. It's a Yes Bank maximum.
Down the ground for 6, is it? Oh, Maxwell. Speaking of freedom. That's way over extra cover. Amla goes big.
Here's another one. It's gone again, Maxwell. Here's another one. It's another 6. He wants to get there. Well, that's how he wants to get there. With the 6, another one. Seeing 6s galore. And it's an impressive win, the second one for Kings 11 in a run chase.
And the left-arm spinner Veerasamy Permaul has been called up to the West Indies side for tomorrow's third and final one-day international against the Pakistanis. Now, head coach Stuart Law outlined that Permaul was called up as a cover for fast bowler Shannon Gabriel, who is undergoing treatment on his hamstring, and he will be reviewed with a fitness test come tomorrow morning. Now, Hawks defeated Combined Schools Tridents by 8 points for a victory in the Corporators General BABA Premier League played at the Barbados Community College last night. Tremaine Shaw led for the Hawks with a game-high 23 points. CBC's Mark C reports with some of the highlights from that game.
Combined School Tridents in the orange. Here, Derrany Hurley with a steal and finishes with a layup. The schoolboys kept the pressure on. Jemai White faked Tremaine Shaw and finishes with another layup. Tridents, though, were behind by just 1 point, 15-14 here in the first quarter. Theo Greenwich gave them this first quarter lead, though, with another layup. Hawks weren't left behind, though. Ramel Bino, with no one in his path, converting 2 of his 15. And before you knew it, Hawks quickly on the offense once more. Shaw with the steal, collecting 2 of his game-high 23. The Hawks skillfully displaying some good teamwork as the ball reaches Daniel Durant, who handles the business. Hawks wanted to ensure that the Tridents didn't regain the lead, so their plan was to build the points. And that's just what they did, Durant with the layup. Durant again, wearing the number 23 jersey, so he's having some big shoes to fill. He takes the jumper, 2 of his 18. Javon Lashley with the basket and the foul, as the Hawks go on to take the victory by an 8-point margin, defeating the Tridents 88-80. Mark Seal, CBC Sports.
And welcome back to Sports Night. Now, boxing fans got a taste of some keen action when the Horace Phillips Memorial Tournament was held at the Kensington Bond over the weekend. It was a 6-bout card with 3 local matchups and 3 regional bouts, featuring the best of Barbados up against the best of Dominica. Now, here's how the clean sweep went for the Bajuns. Barbados versus Dominica, with the Bajuns coming out of the red corner and their regional opponents the blue. First in the ring was local powerhouse Jabali Breedy, pitted against Simon Joseph. And from the opening bell it was on. Joseph trying to counter-attack, but he had no chance against Breedy, and with just over a minute in, it was all over. Too hot to handle for Joseph, who cowered back to his corner, and Breedy, well, he knew it was a done deal. Joseph left with no choice but to concede, Breedy like a true champ walking over to show his sportsmanship. Barbados gets first dibs. The second bout was not so short as it went all 3 rounds, and you can see just why. Barbados' Brando Lee in red and Jamesy Grenaway were throwing punch for punch. In my opinion, both boxers had equal attacking points the majority of the fight, so it really takes something special to gain the win. And then Lee unleashed this combination, and the crowd went wild. And then the jab to the face just about did it, as Barbados again dominated, Lee taking the win over Greenaway. And the curtain closer is Jan Frazier taking on Roston Cook, and Frazier was sharing the blows, jabs from left and right. Cook responded too. This would have to go all the way to be decided, the full 3 rounds. What Frazier really needed were some direct punches to gain points. Cook eluded this hook, but not a second time, as Frazier was strategic with his attack, as he also claimed the win. Barbados with a clean sweep of bouts against Dominica. Well done, boys. Weymouth Wales maintained their 3-point lead in the Digicel BFA Premier League with an easy 3-1 win over Belfield last night at the Wildy AstroTurf. Hayden Holligan opened the scoring for the Wales team in the 37th minute. Revere Williams then added a second in the 49th before Orantes Lawrence knocked in the third in the 57th minute. Now Henderson Richards scored a consolation in the 80th minute for Belfield. In the other games, Dario Harewood had a beaver trick as UE Blackbirds hammered Waterford Compton 5-1, and in the nightcap, the 5th place Notre Dame defeated bottom place Britainsill 2-1. And now we go over now to Manchester United have moved to 5th in the English Premier League after blanking Sunderland yesterday. The loss virtually assures Sunderland will be demoted. And Pine Hill St. Barnabas over in netball registered their first win of the BNA's Division 1 League season when they took on Spooners Hill Firebirds recently at the Netball Stadium in Waterford. Here's a look at that game. You want to talk about a tight netball game? Well, this certainly was one, as St. Barnabas took on Spooners Hill Firebirds. St. Barnabas held a slim lead as goal shooter Shanice Banfield held things down in the circle. On the other end, Firebirds had a veteran in Lydia Bishop, and once that ball got into her hands, it was nothing but net. Looking at the complete teamwork, St. Barnabas really was the better team. Goal attack Zakaya Curtin keeps the ball in play, and Banfield, she finished well. Also in the circle for Firebirds was Kerry Ann Brathwaite, and where Bishop was boxed out, once free, she added to the total. Now remember I said it was a tight game. Well, this is how things shaped up at the end of the first quarter, with St. Barnabas holding a mere 2-goal advantage at 10-8. Second quarter now, and from centre past the circle it was like clockwork. Curtin again with the finishing power. Firebirds still in there. Watch this pass, nicely done, as the veteran Bishop almost never misses. But St. Barnabas were able to maintain that 3-goal lead in the second as Banfield to Curtin, and they went to the half up at 18-15. Third quarter action now, and the Firebirds, knowing they were behind, stepped up their game. Bishop at the helm. Now she scored 24 of 25 attempts in this game. St. Barnabas, though, they were hitting it where it mattered most, in leading the game. And Banfield could say her night was also a relatively good one, as she scored 24 from 31 attempts. St. Barnabas' defense was also on point, and with this steal and new goal attacker Alyssa Bino in the fray, she went through the back door and added to her stats. St. Barnabas still up just by 2, 26-24. So could the Firebirds make that comeback? They staged a fight. Beautiful execution by the center, and Bishop holds on, and yes, it's a goal. St. Barnabas won't let it happen though, and Bino again through the back door. She ended with stats of 6 from 10 for St. Barnabas to hold on for the 36-31 win. And still to come, Lewis Hamilton gets his first win on 2017 Formula One season.
Where would I go if the world had no limits? If I could defy all boundaries? If I could ride the wind? Where would it take me? If all roads were open to me? Where would I go if I could fly? If I were free to move.
Stay informed with news you can trust.
Searching for the suspect or suspects responsible for a shooting.
Current, accurate, Morning Barbados News, brought to you every Wednesday at 7 a.m. with the compliments of the Special Olympics Outreach and Skills Program, a project by the European Union.
What if we saw language and cultural differences not as barriers, but as a starting point for conversation? The Japan Foundation will continue working to bring Japan and the people of the world closer together, cultivating friendship and ties between Japan and the world. We are the Japan Foundation.
And welcome back to Sports Night. Now, Lewis Hamilton delivered a crushing victory at the Chinese Grand Prix yesterday to join title rival Sebastian Vettel at the summit of the Formula One Championship after the first 2 races of the season. Hamilton claimed a record 5th victory in Shanghai with a lights-to-flag win, while Vettel recovered from 5th to finish in 2nd place. And here's what's happening in sports on Tuesday. The West Indies will be aiming to win the 3rd and final one international against Pakistan at Providence in Guyana. The game gets underway at 9:30 a.m. with live coverage on CBC TV 8 and radio station 94.7 FM. In football, it will be day 2 of the Barbados Cup with 6 matches on the schedule at 2 venues, Parkinson Field and Blenheim. Zone 2 in the under-15 section will be contested at Parkinson Field starting at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, the under-17 zones A and B will be played at Blenheim. Now that's a wrap on the first Sports Night for the week. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Good night.